I ask for the truth on behalf of Julie D. Porter concerning relationship issues primarily, but there are other worries with grown-up kids, a few troubles going on there as well. And what's the overall, what's going on here? Primarily with the relationship and they're in a partner there. I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we just cut the deck for you there. Ooh, that was a bit of a wobbly card on the front. I got a funny feeling that one wants to be seen, doesn't it? That's just bloody me. Let's just get the cards and move it along, and let's deal out the first card, that one, and that's for the recent past. That's an energy that's been vibrating just over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so. Between now and the last full moon, you could say, couldn't you? She's about a moon phase behind, and then a moon phase ahead is the immediate future, which is between now and the next full moon. But the full moon right now at present we just deal there, and then that next one for between now and the next month, as you could call it, the next month, or month as the original term is, the next 3 or 4 weeks or so is ahead there. But let's find out what's been going on just recently, given the issue that you raised in the free psychic readings group on Facebook, of all places. We'll just pull out the card there, and we'll just bring it round, and then we'll flip it nice and slowly to reveal its energy. Nice and slowly, nice and steady, not too much there, just not to disturb it there, and as you can see, notice the energy of the dagger. And the dagger really just indicates that conflict and danger lay in wait over the past month or so. It looks as though, yes, you're right about this, in the sense of, not really lying, but you know what I mean, in the sense of whatever's been going on, the trouble that you mentioned has been going on with primarily your growing up children or whatever. They're not really fully grown up till they're 25. Apparently the brain isn't fully developed until it's 25 years age. I didn't know that neither. I think mine's still developing sort of hundreds of years later, but that's my problem. But laughing and joking apart here, it indicates as though the energy that's been vibrating for you, with you and even maybe your relationship situation, is arguments. People are just at one another's throats all the time, and of course your kids are at one another's throats. They're at your throats, and it's all about arguments. And this is where the danger lies, because an argument can soon get out of hand, and somebody, instead of being verbal, can be physical. And this is where we've I suppose tried to draw a line really, and maybe that's what's happened. I don't know. What's happening though now, the main thing is we can't define ourselves by what we did then, but we can certainly define ourselves by what we're doing now, can't we? How has this resulted, or what has this resulted in? Let's just flip the next card and let's just see where these arguments ended up, or what they manifest themselves as. That's interesting, isn't it? The satyr. Of course, the satyr is the half man, half goat, represents revelry and indulgence. The word Satan comes from the word satyr, doesn't he? So when Satan is mentioned in the scriptures, remember, it wasn't really God that called him Satan. I think Lucifer actually, not Satan, is it? But Satan, of course, is all the things that go on in the church, but the devil within and all that sort of thing. But the satyr represents, of course, revelry and indulgence. And isn't that interesting that right now I get a sense as though, for as much as you say that you're emotional about these things, and yes, you probably cry yourself to sleep or whatever. Either way, I get a sense as though somebody's turned to drink or some other, God forbid, drugs or anything like that, but certainly turn to something to drown your sorrows. Maybe you're just having a few extra units too many than you'd normally have, but what? A glass of wine instead of a lager or whatever, instead of a cup of coffee. I'm mad on coffee at the minute. I've started on that again. I haven't had a wine and a cigar. I can't smoke my pipe with a cigar though. I can only smoke my pipe with a coffee. I can only smoke a cigar with a white wine. Strange, but that's me. Back to you again. Of course, maybe I just sort of sense as though you have been turning to drink or yes, drink is easy, isn't it? But I won't say smoking too much, but certainly drinking to sort of try and help. You're sort of self-medicating in some way, shape or form. I hate to think it could be sort of antidepressants or taking overdoses, not enough to kill you, but just sort of overdosing on that, or even drugs, or God forbid it's that. Let's just hope it's a drink, and even then, sometimes these hard drugs can be a bit safer than drink, can't they? Because drink tends to kill other people around you as well as you. It doesn't just kill the person doing it. But let's just move on to the immediate future, and let's just see what comes of this. Do you overcome it, and of course the relationship between you and your partner? Maybe is it your partner who's taken to drink and is trying to drown his sorrows, to sort of divorce himself or extricate himself from reality and what's going on? Or is it you and or both? Is it both of you? I don't know, but either way, we've got an Egyptian feel here with the Sphinx, the energy of the Sphinx between now and the next full moon, just indicating really that it's best to choose your words wisely, best to be careful what you say. You'll be walking on eggshells, and with the conflict and danger that lay in wait, maybe it's all the more merrier to just maybe hold your counsel, and anything you do say, just think before you say it. Because sometimes somebody who's intoxicated with drink can sometimes not understand exactly what's being said. But I still sense it's drink. I don't know why. Like I say, it's probably the easiest option, but I do sort of sense it's drink is being used in some way, shape or form to sort of try and deal with this issue, when really we should be talking about this rationally. And with the conflict and danger that lay in wait, I think the essence of that danger is the fact that one is turning to somebody, you and or both of you are turning to drink or something, and the fact that you're going to have to be walking on eggshells between now and the next full moon because of this. It doesn't look good, does it? How is the relationship going to work out? Well, I think that's self-explanatory. It'll be working out in the way we've said, isn't it? That's how it'll be working out. It'll be working out in that sort of scenario where we're just either not talking to one another or just having to be careful what we say to each other out of fear for saying the wrong thing, and it's starting another argument, and maybe, just maybe, the best thing is best. You just get a gun and shoot him. No, laughing and joking about that was oversensitive, that was a joke. You get a knife and stab him. No, that was a joke as well. No, maybe just either we will try and calm down and talk about this rationally, and we just bang a few heads together, or we do what is, of course, the most sensible thing to do, which is we make a break with it. We make a break with it, because walking on eggshells isn't really the best thing we can do at all, is it? And maybe it's making a break with it for a couple of months, or just taking some time out. Maybe maybe the relationship might even blossom because of it. Just giving time to everybody to just have their own space to think in their own space. Tell him go live with his mother for a bit, or go back to his own home or wherever he came from, or you do if you whatever. I don't know what this is about, but certainly a few ads need banging together, but taking to drink and self-medicating and drowning your sorrows is really running away from a problem. Problems exist to be solved. They don't exist to run away. Run away from them, and when you come back, they're still there. So remember, all this is the truth that has now been spokening. The truth that has now spoken through these cards.